All right, guys, welcome back to Peak Performance. I'm Brandon, and standing behind me is my new 2022 Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. If you guys have watched some of the previous videos, you will know, and probably from the title of this video, this is the third Hellcat that I've had in about the last 6 weeks. So of course with COVID, car market is absolutely insane. So I ended up buying my first Hellcat, and I was able to sell it about 2 weeks later to my local dealer. Was able to make a little bit of money on it. And then so I got back to looking, and I ended up finding that white knuckle Hellcat that I had just a couple weeks ago, and only had that for about a week or so. Got the title in the mail, and you know what? So I was like, hey, let me call up my girl at the local dealership, and sure enough, they said, hey, we'd love to buy that one as well. And looking at the time frame, at that point, I still had about 5 weeks, 6 weeks before the Hot Rod Power Tour. So I said, you know what? I can sell this thing. I'll make some more money, which will help pay for the trip. And I still have enough time to try to find another one. Or worst case, if I couldn't find a Hellcat, then, you know, I could just buy some other used vehicle and be able to use that for the trip and then sell it afterwards. So, but literally the day that I dropped off the white knuckle Hellcat, I got online, got to looking, and I ended up finding this black Hellcat, also local, well, sort of local in Michigan, but it was way over here in Manistee, which is like 3-hour drive from my house. So luckily that dealer was cool enough to be able to deliver that car to me. So they brought the car to me, I think literally the next day. I think I turned in the white car on Monday. This car got delivered on Tuesday or Wednesday. So, so I've only had it now for 10 days, something like that. But since we're only about a month out, less than a month out, so yeah, we only got about 2.5 weeks or so till the Hot Rod Power Tour. So this is going to be the car that we drive on the Power Tour. And actually what I'm going to do today is I've got some decals, some stickers that we're going to put on it. Don't worry, guys, just for the Power Tour. Let me go ahead and bring you in real quick. We'll just show you the car. You guys have already seen a couple other Hellcats. Let's take a look. Man, that noise just never gets old, boys. Now, this car also has these, they have this optional, I forget the name of the wheels, but anyway, obviously they're like kind of a silver wheel instead of just black. And I kind of really like it. It's pretty sweet. Not, again, something I probably would have optioned, because I think this was like an $1,100 option, but it's still, I think it does look pretty dang cool. I love having the red calipers again. I really hated the freaking orange calipers on the white car, so super stoked about that. Let's just listen to that exhaust though. The other real sad part is my birthday was this week on Monday, and the sad part is that my dealer, the girl actually called me on Monday, told me that my Jailbreak order that I put in back in early April, I think April 4th, I made my Jailbreak order, got canceled. So apparently they didn't have allocation, which they kind of told me they did. They did not. And so, so I guess they had an order in themselves, the dealership, back from December, plus my order, plus like another customer order. And these are all paid orders, and Dodge still, you know, they canceled the orders, which we've been hearing about like on the Facebook groups and stuff like that. So we kind of expected it, especially since I didn't have a VIN, I didn't have a build date, you know, and it had already been about 6 weeks. So that really sucks, and now it's too late to even order any kind of wide body at all. Even if I wanted just a regular wide body red eye or a super stock, you can't even order it. So what you did tell me is that they're hearing that the 2023 ordering should start in June or July. Fingers crossed, that'd be cool. But even if I make that order, I expect those cars probably won't ship until sometime in 2023, January, February, which if it comes around that time here in Michigan, it will be completely covered in snow, and you wouldn't even be able to enjoy the car anyway for a few months. So that's a real bummer, but at least we have this Hellcat, and you know, we can at least take it on the Power Tour, maybe keep it a little bit longer, we'll see. But ultimately, I don't plan to keep this one. We'll end up selling it. But anyway, let's have a look at the interior. Oh, almost forgot to mention, so the whole point was you saw my Jailbreak license plate. So originally I tried to order a Hellcat license plate with a K. Secretary of State, you know, they said, nope, no bueno, cannot do it. And so so my other option was Jailbreak, because at that time I had on order, you know, a 2022 Jailbreak. And so they ended up sending me the Jailbreak plate. Now I have a freaking Jailbreak plate on a regular Hellcat. So I look like a freaking moron. Whatever, it is what it is. I'm not going into the Secretary of State, okay? It freaking lines take forever. Nope, no way. So I'm not worried about changing it, just whatever. It is what it is. People can believe it's a Jailbreak or not, I don't care. Anyway, interior time. All right, so look at this super special interior. Nope, it's not special at all. Just regular black Alcantara, so just like kind of you guys have seen. Now, the other two Hellcats, the one had the black leather, the first car had the red leather, which is really freaking sweet. But, oh, I did already do my first mod. I put these little kind of covers on here from Amazon, so I'll put a link for those below. They're like $13. I have them in my Jeep, but I do think they make it look a little bit nicer, so I kind of dig it. But all right, let's hear it. Oh yeah, she sounds good. Okay, all right, cool. Let's get her in the garage, throw some stickers on this thing, sticker bomb it. One other interesting thing, when this car got delivered, it was absolutely pouring rain outside, so I didn't get to really inspect it too closely. But what I ended up finding out the next day is this car doesn't have the Hellcat badge up here. And so at first we were thinking like, oh, maybe they just didn't put it on at the factory. But upon closer inspection, this piece here is actually kind of cracked. So I'm almost wondering, is this was a dealership lot car. So I almost wonder if while it was on their lot, someone freaking, you know, ripped off the badge and stole it. I can't imagine it came off when they drove it here, but so that was a little bit of a bummer. So dealership's gonna order me a new one, but I already ended up going on Amazon and I bought a red badge anyway. Just figured have a little bit of a red up here. It was like $18. I'll put the link for that down below too. But all right, Challenger pulled in, and now we are ready to start putting on this decal. And yes, listen, I know, okay, it's freaking ridiculous, but you know what else is ridiculous? 717 horsepower. So, and you know, my 7-year-old kid picked this out, so let's just let it be what it is, okay? Now, besides this thing, I've got some red, white, and blue hash stripe stuff that's gonna go on. We'll do that next, but this looks like it's gonna be a big pain in the butt because just the way that it's shipped from China or wherever it came from, some of it's lifted, it's wrinkled, so I'm gonna have to spray down a whole bunch of water/soap solution and try to kind of pull this all out. We'll see how good it looks. Again, I don't really give a crap if it turns out, you know, half-assed, because honestly, it's in a month, it's gonna come off. So I just went on for the power tour. Hopefully it looks all right. It's like brushed gold or some crap like that, but it should look kind of cool, something like that. So let's start riding the struggle bus and get this thing on. First things first, I've got a water bottle with just some kind of dish soap solution. Again, if you're like some kind of professional freaking installer, don't light me up too hard, okay? We already cleaned the car yesterday. It's still got some crap on it from sitting outside, so we're just gonna go ahead and kind of spray this up. I'm just gonna kind of wipe down the area, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Then we're gonna go ahead and pull the backing off the decal. And since we don't care too much, since this is not staying on completely permanently, we're gonna kind of half-ass line it up, spray the backside of the decal also with the spray, and then we're just gonna kind of start putting it down. And then to get all the water out, we're just going to use our trusty Pet Supplies Plus card and just try to get out all the air bubbles, all that kind of stuff. And then we'll get the other decals put on. We'll set this thing back out in the sun. Hopefully that'll kind of cure all the rest of the little air bubbles that we're going to have. So one time before, and then we'll see it after. It's going to be sweet. All right, guys, this sticker, definitely a big pain in the butt. Would not recommend ordering it just because the way it came from China, how a lot of it had wrinkles, that made it a little bit more difficult. So you can see a lot of spots where it's really quite not good. But anyway, from a few feet away, it's gonna look sweet. We'll have to, you know, we'll spray quick detailer on all this when we're done, but whatever, I think it's pretty cool. Whatever the sticker costs, 20 bucks. I think it's pretty sweet. I think my daughter's gonna get a freaking huge kick out of it when she sees it. So let's move on now. We'll clean this area up, and then I'm going to start putting on the red, white, and blue stripes. All right, guys, so for these red, white, and blue stripes, they come in 3 separate pieces, which sucks because it's more of a pain in the ass to have to put on each individual piece. What's cool is they do label, you know, driver and passenger side, so you kind of know. I looked again at the photo of when I bought these off Amazon, and I think they're designed really for like an earlier Challenger, where it's got like kind of more of a hood bubble back here, so the stripes kind of line up with the hood bubble. That's not going to line up at all with our Hellcat here, a late model. So anyway, they also don't give you any instructions on kind of where to put them. You know, it's just really up to your discretion. So I looked at the photo online, and I think what I'm going to do so that I can keep it specific to both sides is I'm just taking a measurement right here from the front of the fender, and I think I'm going to go back 32 inches for the start of the red stripe. And then maybe I'm going to do, I don't know, 1/2 inch in between stripes. Maybe not even that. Maybe I'll try to measure out 1/4 inch. So that's just what I'm going to do, just winging it. And yeah, I think that'll be fine. So 32 inches both sides. Let's give it a shot, see how it turns out. All right, holy crap, you guys. This turned out like absolute garbage. But, like I said, I don't really care. I'm not even gonna think about it. I'm gonna probably drink some cold snacks and just not even think about it, you know? But also, there's a whole bunch of air bubbles. This I didn't use the soap on, and just, good Lord. But, you know, some of this stuff will come out sitting in the sun. If I'm really worried about it, I'll go back with a pin and kind of pop a lot of that stuff. But honestly, I don't care. I just, you know, when we're out there on the power tour, we're doing drag racing events, if there's autocross, whatever, at least it kind of like, you know, it's not just going to be another black Hellcat, because I'm sure there's going to be about 400,000 other ones out there. So just want some decals just to make it a little different. I'm going to try to pop on the wheel stripes now real quick. And then, like I said, we'll have kind of some decals coming later. Basically what I did, same stuff for the Mustang last year. So we'll have one Swole Daddy decal that's going to go right here on the top of the trunk. And then we'll have the actual Peak Performance Engineering logo that I'm having made up, just like this one, a circle that'll go here on each side. And then same thing on the glass, just the Peak Performance logo for YouTube, front and back. And then once we get to the Power Tour, we'll end up getting the actual Power Tour sticker too for 22. We'll put that all on there. So whatever, at least it'll have a little bit of a livery on it, all that good stuff. So all right, let's back it out real quick, slap on some wheel stickers and call it a day. So got her backed out. We'll start putting on the blue wheel stripes, see if that works. So again, like, it looks pretty dope from a few feet away, but you know, you don't want to get any closer than this. Whole car's dirty. I just freaking washed it, ceramic waxed it yesterday, but it sat outside, so it looks pretty bad. But I'm hoping my daughter's gonna dig this thing. I did end up throwing on this badge too, so at least that's on there. I couldn't figure out a good way to kind of get it installed. So it's literally zip tied. Yeah, I know. It's a freaking $80,000 car and I got a zip tied badge. Listen, what do you want me to do? Okay, the dealership, they sent it to me without a freaking badge. I got another badge coming. But the way this is, this one installs with like some threaded studs and some nuts. I could not figure out for the life of me how the hell to get it on unless I took apart, you know, the whole front end, because there's no access, like even from the top, to kind of get your hand in there. The bottom had about 4,000 push nuts and screws, and I just didn't want to deal with that. So I just went to my trusty zip ties, and it's pretty sweet. So I'm stoked. Should be 170 mile an hour proof, I hope. But okay, so here's kind of a before without the wheel stripes, and let's see if these will even work. They might not actually, so I'm gonna pop them out and see. But whatever, so far, at least it's not just the black Challenger. Now you know this is the Peak Performance Challenger, baby. All right, so these wheel stripes, they ended up being a no-go. Not because they wouldn't work. They would actually work the way they were. I would have had to have kind of separated, see if I can get down here. I would have had to have kind of put a stripe like on each section, so 5 little sections, which is actually the way that the stripes come with 5 separate pieces anyway, and usually they would overlap. So it would have worked, but the stripes I got were just complete garbage. They weren't even very sticky, so I was literally trying to put them on and they just didn't even stick to the wheel. They just fell right off. And also the angle, they're supposed to be for like 19-inch wheels, but the angle is definitely not correct. It looks like it's made for like maybe a 17-inch wheel, like, because as you start at one point, it just starts to kind of go down and doesn't maintain that the diameter or whatever. So those suck. Those are going to go back to Amazon. Negative review for whoever you guys are, because those things suck. But yeah, so I'll probably end up ordering a different stripe kit and make it work. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.